His name was Coltrane Meeks, and the first time I met him, he had lipstick on his collar and panic in his eyes. "I need someone to pretend to be with me," he said, voice low, breath fast, like he hadn't rehearsed this part. I blinked at him over my espresso, still unsure why he had slid into the booth across from me at a tiny cafe in Knoxville, wearing a navy button-down that probably cost more than my rent. "You sure you have the right guy?" I asked. "You're the guy who told my assistant I don't fake well, but I'm convincing when it matters," he said. That was true. I was a freelance crisis manager, a cleaner for PR messes, branding disasters, and media scandals. But what he wanted wasn't branding. It was personal. His father was a retired senator. His mother still hosted fundraisers. And he was the only son who never brought anyone home. "They assume I'm dating in secret," he said. "So I gave them a name. Yours. If you're watching this on YouTube, do this before the next line hits. Like the video. Subscribe. Share it. Drop a comment telling us where you're watching from. Because this story, it's going to melt something in you. So hot. Permanent. And if you feel it, don't ghost it. Let it sit in your chest and say something back." I stared at him. "You're telling me," I said slowly, "you named me as your secret boyfriend, and you haven't even bought me a drink?" He slid a credit card across the table. "Let's change that." It wasn't formal. No paperwork. No NDA. Just one man with too much to lose and another who had nothing better to do. I moved into his place the next day. Temporary, he said. His townhouse was all clean lines, soft lighting, dark woods, and framed jazz vinyls. Aesthetic but cold. Lived in but unloved. We set ground rules. Appearances together at 3 upcoming family events. One-on-one dinner with his mother. Shared bedroom for authenticity. But I could take the couch. No actual romance. Keep it clean. Keep it credible. On the second night, he handed me a tie. "We have a gala," he said. "You'll need to look the part." I adjusted the knot in the mirror, and he watched me too long. "What?" I asked. He blinked. "You look better in my clothes than I do." We didn't touch. Not for days. But we circled each other like a fuse and a flame. He'd stand in the kitchen shirtless at midnight, pouring a whiskey, and I'd sit on the couch pretending not to watch the way his shoulder blade shifted. One night, we ended up sitting across from each other on the floor, knees touching, a bottle between us. "Why me?" I asked. He swirled his glass, voice softer now. "Because you don't look at me like I owe you something. You think I don't want anything from this?" He looked up. "Do you?" I didn't answer, but I didn't move away either. It showed up on my pillow, folded into quarters. His handwriting, clean, slanted, confident. "You don't talk much in the mornings, but I like the way you hum when you're making coffee. You do that even when you don't know I'm watching. I guess I like watching. See?" I reread it 3 times. It wasn't romantic. Not exactly. But it wasn't just polite either. That night, I left one on his bathroom counter. "You sleep like someone who used to be a runner. Legs twitch, breath shallow. But you don't run now." "Why?" The next morning, he whispered as he passed me a mug. "Because I finally want to stay." It was our first public appearance. Tuxedos. Red carpet. Journalists. He slipped his hand into mine like he'd done it 100 times. Smile, touch, laugh. The illusion was perfect. But halfway through, he pulled me behind a curtain near the back hall. Music thumped faintly through the wall. His breathing was shallow. He kissed me. Soft. Certain. No warning. Then he stepped back like nothing had happened. "You okay?" I asked. He said, I just needed to know if it felt like lying. And he kissed me again. Longer. Then whispered, "It doesn't." The night of the gala, we didn't say much on the drive home. His knuckles rested white on the steering wheel, jaw tense, like he was trying to will himself not to speak. I could feel it radiating off of him. Desire wrapped in restraint. I didn't push. I didn't ask. But when we got upstairs, something broke. He stood in the doorway of the bedroom, half-shadowed, jacket already gone, shirt untucked. I was by the bed, still in my tie, heart hammering. "I should have told you," he said quietly. "Told me what? That I was already in love with a lie before I met you." He crossed the room slowly, unfastened my tie with both hands. Let it fall. Then he touched my face like I was something he wasn't supposed to want but took anyway. "I keep thinking," he whispered. "If I kiss you again, I won't stop." I looked him dead in the eye. "Then don't." He kissed me like the last hour had been a dam holding back a flood. No gentleness this time. Just need. His hands slid under my shirt, pulling it over my head in one fluid motion. My fingers tugged at his belt. He let out a breath like he hadn't realized he'd been holding it. We didn't rush. But we didn't hesitate either. We moved like we knew the shape of each other already. Like we'd been building to this since the moment he said my name. When he laid me down and pressed his body against mine, it wasn't just lust. It was something earned. His mouth on my chest. My hands in his hair. Legs tangling, skin meeting skin. When he entered me, we both gasped. Like it surprised us, even though we'd wanted it for days. No words, just movement, rhythm, and heat. He held my face the whole time, eyes open, mouth parted. And when he came, he whispered, "I love this. I love you." He didn't roll away after. Didn't retreat to his side of the bed like it would keep him safe. He stayed right there, skin to skin, arm around my chest, legs tangled. "You meant it?" I asked, voice low in the dark. "I've been meaning it," he replied. "I just didn't know how to say it without risking everything." And now, he shifted closer, kissed my jaw. Now I know it's worth the risk. The next morning, another note, tucked under my coffee mug. "You kissed me like you knew it wouldn't be the last time. I want to kiss you like I never run out of time." See, his mother invited us to dinner. A quiet one. No gala. No stage. We sat across the table from her in her sunlit kitchen. Coltrane's hand on my knee under the table. She poured wine. She asked about work. And then she looked directly at me and said, "Are you staying?" I blinked. He answered for me. "He's not going anywhere." And just like that, we weren't pretending anymore. Weeks passed. He kept writing me notes, tucked in coat pockets, left under pillows, scribbled in the margins of receipts. Some sweet, "You make this house feel like a home." Some explicit, "Last night I dreamed about the way you sounded when I touched you there. When can we make it real again?" Some sacred, "You're the only thing that feels honest." And one night, I left him one. "I don't want to go back to being a story. I want to be your truth." He found it, and he didn't say anything. He just walked into the bedroom, took off his clothes, and laid on top of me like a man who had finally found the thing he'd stopped believing in. We weren't fake anymore. Not in the touches. Not in the mornings. Not in the way he whispered my name when he came, gasping into my mouth, fingers gripping mine like a prayer. We made love like it was language, like we were fluent in each other. And afterward, when we lay in the quiet, all sweat and breath, he handed me one last folded note. Just 4 words. "You were never pretend." If this story made you feel anything, Like the video, subscribe, drop a comment, and tell us where you're watching from. Because stories like this, they find you for a reason. And if you're still here, then maybe part of you was waiting for this one. So don't leave without saying something back.